Hi, my name is Randy Staudinger. This is my friend Richard Ferrara. And we have learned and heard about many of the things that Diane loved and was interested in and connected to. Music, nature, art, all different kinds of music, show tunes, classical music, wonderful classical music. And I'm here to tell you that not only that, but she liked rock and roll. And I'm going to start a story that begins in 1963, but it'll move quickly, so we won't be here long. I'm a man of few words. And I was in music class in 1963, listening to the teacher go on about things like Sibelius and Clyburn, and I would sit in the back of the room and my eyelids would droop and I would catch a snooze if I could, because it was kind of boring for me. And then the Beatles hit, and everything changed. I went out and bought a guitar. I joined up with this man, and he wasn't a man then, he was just a kid now. So we were just kids, and I learned the guitar in a couple of months, and we started doing dances and playing at school dances. And then one day, I remember it as a barn in Sagaponack, a potato barn. Someone swept it out, and there we met Diane. She was Carol Lesnowski, and we looked it over and checked out the outlets and decided we could have a dance in this barn. And that started an association that lasted for years. Now, if I say the chicken coop with a capital C,
raise their hands.
Could I see anyone who knows what I'm talking about? Good. There's a few here. So what happened was she took this building, Diane took this building at the back of the house and cleaned that out, and that became a venue for dances. And during the summer and during the holidays, well, actually, not in the winter at first, but then they got a gas stove installed so we could do this all through the winter. And we had great times there. I mean, she had the love of art plus this entrepreneurial spirit. I think she would buy a can of soda for $0.25, sell it for 75 cents, and charge $1 or $2 for admission. And we just had the most wonderful time and the most wonderful summers you could imagine for those years. And we had lots of adventures. And the things, I think, the things we shared, well, first of all, our youth. To all of us then, our lives were just like a huge, wide open canvas. I mean, it was all there in front of us. And we had the music. I mean, the music was so exciting because that was what impelled us to begin this in the first place. And it was the Beatles and Simon and Garfunkel and the Rolling Stones and the Who and the Animals. And if you like that stuff, you know how important that was. The music that shaped a generation. And the third thing was the most beautiful place on earth, Sagaponack. I picture a summer evening in Sagaponack, the music playing. Sometimes if the wind is in the right direction, you could hear the surf and smell the salt air. It was absolutely wonderful for us, unimaginable. Something I treasure, just a wonderful time in our youth. And I'm going to be a tag team here and see what my friend has to say.
Being an old rocker, I'll use the mic. Kenton, I think I met you twice. Alexander, I've never met you, but we'll talk. Like Randy said, it was rock and roll. And I wonder how the maestro came out on weekends and tolerated that as an adult. And how James Jones ever wrote a word, I'll never know, because he lived next door. And it was a wonderful time. It was a turbulent time. I see a lot of gray hair, so there's probably people living through the 60s. And Diane always managed to have a good time with everybody and bring us together and make us forget the draft and all that was going on during that time. I would just like to say to Kenton that your wife was the epitome of what a young lady, or how a young lady should conduct herself during that period. I spoke to Randy and I said, well, should we do a song? I said, well, even if we don't do the music, I might sing something. And I went through the computer, a list of 66, 67, 1968, and it was all about love and romance and my girlfriend and all this. And I said, there's really nothing appropriate, because Diane was like a sister to all of us. And Alexander, I would just like to say to you in public, if you want to pursue any kind of a career and be the greatest that you can be, do it in the eyes of your mother. And I do have one regret. I lost touch with Diane a number of years ago, and we all pursue our careers, get jobs, start families, build homes, and do whatever it is that socio and economically we have to do to get through life. And now at 60 years old, I thought, you know, wouldn't it be nice one day if we could all get together again? And I'm sorry that's not going to happen. But I think of her often, keep her in my thoughts. I also, with that in mind, on my 18th birthday, she gave me a shaving mug. I'm a barber, for those of you who don't know me. And that has been on my counter since I came back from Vietnam. I keep my extra tools in it before they're sterilized, and it says, "Forget me not." And I've used it every day for the last 42 years.